moral challenge, now we had a financial challenge, and our next speaker hopefully will address that. Tough role you have here, Adinda. As the professor and our other speakers said, the private sector holds the key to a lot of the answers here that we face in Indonesia and around the world. And to speak on what one of Indonesia's biggest business groups is doing to help, the executive director of the Bakrie Environment Initiative. Please step up, Adinda Bakrie.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Bapak Kala, Secretary Cohen, Secretary General Dr. Surin Pitsuan, Mr. Alfred Nakatsuma, Dr. Monford, Professor Saragi, and also Ibu Ballerina. Also, big thank you to Ecodynamics for organizing this forum. On behalf of Bakrie family, I would like to say that it is truly an honor to be given the opportunity to speak and to share this podium with an extremely reputable and distinguished gentleman. At Bakrie, we strongly believe that it is in the collaboration between government, business, and civil society that we can find the most effective solutions to many of the challenges and opportunities we face in terms of confronting the problems with our environment. Most of us would agree that financial support of educational, health, cultural, and other community activities is, while necessary and admirable, no longer sufficient for companies aspiring to fulfill their broader corporate social responsibility obligations. At Bakrie, we have long maintained our CSR programs under the banner of Bakrie Untuk Negeri, Bakrie for the Nation, which I serve as Deputy Chairperson. Through Bakrie Untuk Negeri and through our individual companies, as you will hear later today, we have engaged in many individual environmental efforts. It has become clear, however, that to address the growing scope of environmental concerns, we must have a new paradigm that focuses exclusively on that subject. As a step in that direction, I am proud today to announce the launch of what we call simply the Bakrie Environmental Initiative. The long-term environmental action plan is the result of many months of research and consultation with, among others, some of the parties who are here today, the Smithsonian Institution, the Cohen Group, and the Boss Foundation. Indonesia is next to Brazil the most biodiverse country in the world. It is estimated that as many as 300,000 animal species inhabit our country's many ecosystems. Unfortunately, we are at the same time home to the largest number of endangered species in the world. The primary reason for this is because of the ever-diminishing areas of natural habitat to support these species. What we need to recognize is that an environment in which it is difficult for wildlife to survive will also be one that results in a poor quality of life for human beings. We can never forget that our own survival is dependent upon the survival of many other species on this earth. We are all part of the same ecosystem. As a new mother, I feel a great sadness about the prospect of my daughter growing up in a land where the great iconic wildlife that have been so much a part of our unique national identity may no longer exist outside of zoos. The tigers, rhinos, elephants, and orangutans all gone because they no longer have a safe habitat in which to live. But it doesn't have to end that way. As I look at this gathering today, I'm certain that we have the science, the experts, the resources, and the political will to reverse this process of environmental degradation. The Bakrie Environment Initiative is fully prepared to support specific measures that address this critical problem. understand that there is always a degree of cynicism and distrust when talking about corporations and responsibility. But let's not forget that companies are made up of real people who sit at the board table and management desk, making decisions, and every day making ethical decisions that have consequences. Having gone to a university in Boston in the United States, I was fortunate to be exposed to the literature and ideas of the great 19th century American naturalist Henry David Thoreau, who is also from the Boston area. I even had the unique opportunity of visiting the famous Walden Pond, the setting of one of Thoreau's greatest works. Recently, when asked to join this forum, I went back and reread some of the works of Thoreau to refresh my knowledge. In one of his essays, he wrote, "It is truly enough said that a corporation has no conscience, but a corporation of conscientious men is a corporation with a conscience." This very much reminded me of the core values instilled in our business by our founder, my late grandfather, Adinda Bakrie. He said, "Every rupiah that is generated by the Bakries must be used to benefit the largest number of people." This, he said, required the necessity to work in harmony with all stakeholders. We believe that in embarking on this new endeavor, the Bakrie Environmental Initiative, we are keeping true to that principle of my grandfather. The flora and fauna of this nation belong to the people and are for the benefit of the people. As a company, we will wholeheartedly embrace the idea of Professor Saragi called corporate biodiversity responsibility. But where to start? The rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra are some of the oldest in the world, more than 80 million years old. They are home to many rare mammals, exotic birds, insects, and plants. And perhaps the most intricate link in that very